Hi, it's Camilla from the Sewing Society, and in today's video I thought it would be really nice just to sit down and have a little chat and chill out and talk about what I've got planned for autumn and winter. I got my coffee in my cute little bunny mug. Easter's coming up, so I thought that was quite appropriate. Maybe get yourself a cup of tea or coffee, get comfy. And so in May, I've been invited to go to a sewing weekend away, which I'm really excited about. I haven't been away in a really long time, so it'll be lovely to do that with a whole bunch of people that love sewing as well. And we can sit and chat and eat and sew and nerd out and all of that good stuff. So for that weekend, most people are doing an outerwear item, and I've really been wanting to make a quilted jacket for ages, like since they became really popular. I just never got around to doing it, so I would love to be able to do that on this weekend. I think it's a good opportunity to have a big chunk of time to really dedicate to doing it. I also have a heap of scrap fabric, so it'll be really good to use some of that up. Another option that I have is I've got all of these really cool jeans that I got thrifted, and I had them in mind for a project for a bag, but then I thought I've got lots of bags so I really need a jacket. So one option is to do this cute simplicity pattern, which is really nice. I like this wrap style. It'll be good to go over heaps of things and quite transitional, which is always good. It's nice to be able to have things that can carry you through lots of seasons, not just one. So yeah, that's a really nice option. And also, because I work from home, I really need some more tops and just comfy clothes that still feel like I'm at work but are comfortable. And yeah, I just need a few more blouses, and I'd really like to use up. I've got so much fabric in my stash. Can't buy any more. It's gotten out of control. There's no more room. When it does get a bit cooler though, I like to wear a lot of jumpers, and I like to knit a lot of jumpers. So yeah, sometimes it can be hard to wear a shirt underneath a jumper. So I was thinking I like that look of having like the collar out, and it might be cute to do some faux collars. So I do have a pattern that I've made myself, which is nice, but I found this really cute simplicity pattern as well, which has so many lovely different variations. So the one that I've got is just the collar, but this has a part of the shirt as well. It's called, on here it says it's called a dicky set, which is cute. Yeah, so you can wear it under whatever you like. You could wear it under a jacket and you just see that front part, or under a jumper, which is sort of what I'm planning to do, I think. And there's some really sweet variations there. I really like this one with the scallop, is so cute. Yeah. So yeah, that's another thing that I'd really like to make. I'd also really like to make a cord dress, like out of pin cord. I've seen so many beautiful variations, and I'll put some pictures up, some inspiration that I've got on my Pinterest. And oh, they just look so lovely. So that would be really nice, something to make. The only thing is though, I don't have any cord in my stash, so I'd have to buy some. And that's not, ideal, but it will be nice. So we'll see what happens with that. After I finished filming, I had another look through my stash, and I found this really beautiful cord. It's like a caramelly mustardy color, but there isn't quite enough to make a dress, but there should be enough to make a nice top, so that's really good. And I also found this lovely stripy fabric. It's sort of a bit like a seersucker. It's got this sort of texture through it. Anyway, I love the colors. I love stripes. It'll be nice for winter time. And I've got a few other things that I've been working on that are sort of in progress, and I'd really like to finish them. One is a quilted cushion, 2 quilted cushions from this beautiful Liberty print. They're the Liberty quilting cottons, so not the Tana Lawn, but it's called Lazenby cotton, I think. I'll double check. Yeah, so I got a whole lot of 16th, I think they're called, the really small, like, oh, it was probably about this wide by maybe, I'm not sure how long, but you know, maybe like a ½ meter of fabric, from a local craft quilting shop, but they've since closed down, unfortunately. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of the little 16ths and had just enough to make a cover for my little doggy Daisy. She's 17 this year, and she has a lovely squishy pillow that she sleeps on, and I thought that would be really lovely for her. And I've also got a smaller one. A little small one that I thought I could put on my sofa. So this one I've already started doing the hand quilting. It's not the best. I don't quilt very much, but I really enjoy the process. I don't know, I hope you can see it. I did all this with English piecing, paper piecing. And I learnt about this during COVID. It's always been something that interests me, and I just couldn't get my head around how it all worked with the paper and how do you get it out, and it was all a big mystery. And then during COVID, there's a company that used to sell Liberty, like they were the Liberty distributor for Australia, and they were in Perth, called the Strawberry Thief. And the lady on there, I forget her name, she's a lovely lady, she would put up some videos about how to do the English paper piecing. And so yeah, I learned how to do it. It's such a nice process. You can just sit down while you're watching TV and you sew them together, and it's just lovely, and you see it all kind of progressing and growing, and you add the pieces and the colors and you figure it out as you go. And yeah, so I really enjoyed doing that. I think I'd like to do some more once I finish this, but we'll see what happens. Yes, so I'd like to do that, and I got some backing fabrics for that. These are also Liberty cottons. I got this lovely lilac-y one. I couldn't decide what colors, but I think these are nice. They go with the quilting quite nicely. So there's this one, and then also this yellowy one. So yeah, so pretty. There's something so special about Liberty prints. They've just got such a special meaning to me personally. But I think everyone, you know, has some sort of, in the sewing community anyway, or not necessarily, you know, if you were little and you had a Liberty dress growing up, it was so special. And it continues to be so special. Like anytime I make anything out of Liberty, it's always like a big deal. Like it's just got such a beautiful backstory and history. And when you go, if you've ever been, you go into the store and it's just like going into another land. It's just beautiful. Everything is so beautifully curated and just amazing. Really beautiful. So yes, that'll be nice to finish. I also really love knitting. I've been knitting for a really long time. I'm not an expert by any stretch. I just really enjoy it. I also like to do it at the end of the day as a bit of a relaxing thing, you know, in front of the TV. And yeah, I just find it very relaxing. I've always got my eye out for something new in the knitting world. And there's so many beautiful patterns out there, it's really hard to decide. But there are a couple that I really am excited to make up. One of them is a beautiful pattern by, actually no, they're both by the same pattern designer. Her name, or the brand's name, is Augustine's. I'll put a link in the description below and a picture of the patterns that I'm going to be doing, hopefully. There's a beautiful pattern which has colour work from the yoke, and it's got like scalloped edge and then beautiful bows, and I love bows, so I was like, yes, that's the one for me. And also another one which is more about the texture. So there's lots of different stitches, and there's a cable on the shoulder and some nice like lacy bit details as well. And so for the color work, I've got this cream that I had in my stash, which is good. And yes, so that'll be for the main color, and then for the contrast I'll be using this color. It's a beautiful, like kind of a deep red, which is nice. So basically the same colorways as what is in the sample design. I just thought that looked so pretty. And then for the other one, that's the textured work, I got this beautiful color. It's called Natural by Abbey Road, and it's half and half. So it's got half merino and half acrylic. So we're not a huge fan of acrylic, but it's quite hard to get really nice yarns here, which is surprising. You'd think, being a country that has, you know, such a big wool industry, that we would have a lot. But maybe if you've got any suggestions of lovely yarn places, that would be great. Could leave them in the comments. That would be really nice. I love discovering new yarns and new yarn brands. So yeah. Oh, and then I've been very curious about socks and knitting socks, and I started knitting. I got this beautiful, isn't it a pretty colorway? I got inspired by Rachel Bean. I'll put a link to her as well. She is a lovely knitter, and she has been making some socks. She made some socks over Christmas time for presents, which is lovely, and it just really inspired me. And I thought, I have to have another go. And I think what sort of put me off was the needles and all of the stitches coming off, all the millions of needles that you need. So I was like, there has to be a better way. And Rachel was so lovely. I reached out to her and I said, oh, what needles do you use? Because I can't do it. She sent me a link to the needles that she uses. And anyway, so it's in the round, which makes such a big difference because you don't have to worry about the needles, the stitches falling off the needle so much. So I'm going very slowly. This is taking me quite a while to get this far, but I am quite enjoying it. I also got this pattern, is a free pattern from, I forget the lady's name. I will put it in the description or put it on the screen now so that you can see. And it's a free pattern when you sign up to her newsletter, so that's good. And it is easy, and yeah. So I'll keep going, keep you posted. I would also really like to make a new music bag. So I'm in a choir and I have a music bag, but it's just not quite right. So I would like to make a new one. And I've got this gorgeous, like velvetini type fabric, which is so pretty. And I think that I'd like to do like a tote, but with like a ruffle all around the edge. That would be really cute. I'll put some pictures up so you can see what I'm talking about. I think that would be quite nice, a bit luxurious. And another thing, when we were talking about the quilted jacket, I would really like to make a quilted vest too. I think that would be nice for working at home. So it's something cozy, but not like full on winter. Yeah, I think that could be really nice as a layering option. You can take it on and off if you get too hot, too cold, whatever. I think that could be really nice. I've also got some plans for some birthday gifts, but I can't say too much now. When birthdays are over, I will share what I've made. And that's a bit of a tease, isn't it? Sorry. But as soon as I can show you, I will. So they are my plans for autumn winter making. I'll keep you posted along the way. Maybe do some tutorials for things that I'm making or sew alongs. I hope you enjoyed this different kind of video this week, and please share what you're going to be making for autumn and winter or summer, as the case may be. I love hearing about what everyone else is doing. We can inspire each other, and I'd love it if you gave this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already for some more videos like this one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Bye from me and bye from Bunny.